What's up, guys? Paul Avicoli here, and I wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about duplication because a lot of people get this wrong. They don't understand that in order to see a thriving business, you can't do everything on your own. I know in the beginning, I used to try to do everything on my own. I always would go try to do all the calls. I try to do all the events. I tell people, get your prospects on a call with me so I can go and close them. And then what reality happened was it just created more and more work for me to where I literally didn't have the lifestyle that I wanted. I was working. And so that gives people the wrong impression of, well, if he's working a ton and, he's making some money with this, then in order for me to make money with this, I have to work a ton. I have to work my entire life away, at a young age. And that's not really, the reality is you don't want that type of a business because if it's all dependent upon you, well, number one, it's not going to grow. It's not duplicating. And eventually, you're going to burn yourself out. And so I'm going to teach you guys some simple steps to really help you to duplicate your business so you don't have to worry about being there 24/7. Pretty soon you'll have those leaders kind of like yourself that are going to be building the business with you. That being said, the very first key to duplication is don't do what works, do what duplicates. And by that, I simply mean, I know some leaders in a couple of companies that I've been involved with, that what they would do is they would go in and recruit a massive amount of people. Maybe they're really good closers. Maybe they were really good speakers. Maybe they're really good influencers. They go and close a ton of people into the business, start a healthy organization in the beginning. And then what would happen was they'd hit a certain rank, make some pretty good money, but then their business would stop growing completely. And so what I started to do was I'd study that, and I realized there was one common thing, between all these leaders. They did what worked for them, but they didn't do what was duplicatable. See, a lot of these people, they look at these uplines like, how do I just do that? If I could just be like him, you're never going to be like him. Reality is you're never going to be like her. You're not. You're a different, human being. You're a different individual. You're very unique. So use your qualities, but find a system that duplicates. All right. As soon as you can, find a system that duplicates, no longer you're doing what works for you, but what's duplicatable. The second thing, keep it simple. I've noticed that, in a world full of complexities, in a world full of, nothing but troubles and issues and so many different things, you guys, if you keep it simple, things begin to get a lot easier. Your business grows a lot more quickly. So think about what you're doing right now. If what you're doing, you couldn't have done in the beginning, think about yourself in the beginning. Did you have the knowledge that you have now? Okay, so try to keep it simple to a point where you have a training or a system set up, because people aren't duplicatable, systems are. So if you have a system set up for these people, then what's going to happen is, they get enrolled right away. Think of, can they actually follow this step-by-step direction that's very, very simple to where they'll easily be able to duplicate that. And last, the third key, you guys. All right, the third key is teach people to teach. Because this is something, like I said, if your business isn't growing, if you're staying stagnant, especially if you're like, I'm just tired of doing all the work. How come my entire team, as soon as I stop working, they all drop off? We all have that, you guys. I remember I built organizations up only to see them fall back down, and it was because I wasn't helping them. I wasn't allowing my team to grow fully. I was the one who went to the event and spoke. I was the one who did this, that, this. Reality is, none of my team did. As soon as I stopped working, my team stopped working. Period. End of story. It was over. So you need to teach people to teach, because once it hit me, once it clicked, and I realized now all I need to do, imagine if there were 5 more of me on my team. Imagine if there were 3 more. I could be in 3 different places at once. I could be in 5 different places at once. I can be in 10 different places at once. You need to teach people to teach. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, but this is where a little bit more of your time is going to be invested in, okay? Is helping those people to really, focus on developing their skills after they've, got past those learning curves, after they've learned the system, use a system. Now, here's the cool thing, you guys. You don't need to create a system from scratch, especially if you're in a company where there's an upline who's very successful. Find out what system they're using and use that exact same system. And that way you don't have to waste your time trying to develop a system from scratch, because that's going to take you a lot of time in itself. So All you've got to do from there is teach people to teach, use a system that's already being used, and I'm telling you, your business is going to grow, 2 times quicker, 5 times quicker, 10 times quicker, and pretty soon your business is going to grow without you even being there. And that's what you're actually going for. You don't want to be there all the time, monitoring everyone. You don't want to be managing everyone. Instead, you want to build a system that's easily duplicated by, doing not just what works, but what's duplicatable, keeping it simple and teaching others to teach. So with that, you guys, I hope you guys like this. I hope you got value from this. If you did, click subscribe on this channel. You guys, I post videos basically daily. If not, I miss maybe one day. I post a video every single day. I have a blog. I also have, a system that's going to help you to recruit 1 to 2 people a day. That being said, if you like this video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.